This is the Queensland edition of Nine's Morning News with Eva Milic.
Good morning. We begin with tragic news for world champion surfer Mick Fanning. Overnight, his brother Peter passed away in his sleep on the Gold Coast. Darren Curtis joins us from Snapper Rocks. Darren, Mick spoke a short time ago and is understandably quite emotional. Event Cinemas is still working to repair some movie screens, which are believed to be water damaged. It's expected to resume trade this afternoon. The Australian share market has opened higher after the US Federal Reserve raised official interest rates for the first time in nearly a decade. The 0.25% hike comes after rates were held at almost zero for years to support the recovery of the economy post the global financial crisis.
They have said that any further interest rate rises are really going to be dependent on how the US economy performs, so very much steady as she goes.
Experts say the decision will affect almost every financial market in the world. Labor is demanding a please explain after it was revealed more than 500 of the biggest companies operating in Australia have paid little or no tax. Let's go live to Charles Croucher in Canberra now. Charles, a bitter pill for taxpayers as they face cuts to help reduce the nation's debt.
It certainly does make it difficult to fathom some of the cuts, and it will make it hard for the government to push on without including personal income tax in their plan. But this list of 579 companies, both international and Australian companies, that have paid no tax has been released under laws through the ATO. Now, it should be said that a company that doesn't pay tax isn't necessarily a company dodging tax. There are companies that are reporting losses, and that is the biggest way that, or the way that most of the companies have justified this. The ATO is very keen to point out this doesn't mean necessarily they're shirking their tax responsibilities, but it is a majority of foreign-owned companies that are a part of this. The business and financial sector, the banking and financial sector, as you'd imagine, has one of the higher proportions of this as well. Labor has proposed some tax transparency laws. They say it's a much better way of solving that budget crisis than going through other options like the GST.
It would make a significant contribution to budget repair. And unlike the government's 15% GST, it would do so without hurting growth, without hurting household consumption, without driving up inequality, without worsening housing affordability.
The government struck a deal with the Greens in the Senate to pass their own version of tax avoidance bills. You can expect that deal, which Labor says waters down and isn't strong enough, we brought up time and time again in the months ahead and all the way through to the election.
OK, Charles, we'll leave it there. Thank you. 2 state-of-the-art listening devices that will be used to track tagged sharks have been deployed off the New South Wales north coast. The stations will be able to sense sharks within 500 metres, causing an alert to be triggered. Ballina and Byron Bay are the first locations, with 18 other shark attack sites, the next to receive the technology. The rollout is part of the state's $16 million shark management strategy. Just ahead in Nine's Morning News, why Qantas has banned this year's hottest Christmas gift. Christmas rip-off, Queenslanders are getting watered at the Bowser. Find out exactly how much more we're paying than everyone else. And an unprecedented security upgrade for the MCG ahead of the Boxing Day test. Hoverboards are hot on Christmas lists, but not on Qantas flights. The Flying Kangaroo has banned the in-demand toy from flights amid fire fears. The lithium batteries that power the boards can overheat and catch alight if they're overcharged. Other airlines, including Emirates and American Airlines, have also imposed similar bans. There's been a treat for royal watchers, with the Queen inviting the family over for a pre-Christmas get-together at Buckingham Palace. The Duchess of Cambridge arrived with Prince George and her brother-in-law Harry. Prince Charles and Camilla were also there, as were Princess Beatrice, Eugenie and Zara Phillips. Christmas Day will be a more intimate gathering at Her Majesty's private residence at Shoreham. Tomsy, now with sport, and the title race is really heating up at Pipeline.
Sure is, Eva. 5 has become 3, with our own Mick Fanning leading the charge in Hawaii. Plus why Shaun Marsh looks safe to retain his spot for Boxing Day. And how a gruelling pre-season has set the Suns up for 2016. It's now a three-man race for the world surfing title after Queenslander Julian Wilson and Felipe Toledo were eliminated from the Pipe Masters this morning. Gabrielle Medina and Adriana de Souza will join Mick Fanning in the quarterfinals, with the Aussie forced to surf just hours after finding out his older brother had passed away.
Players have a 2-week break from Saturday and return January 4.
There we go, and Eva, just a quick update out of Hawaii. Mick Fanning will take on none other than Kelly Slater in his upcoming quarter-final heat.
OK, we are wishing him every strength.
Yeah, we are.
Tom, thank you. Up next, I'll have a check of the latest finance figures and this morning's weather details. To the weather now, 26 in Brisbane with showers and the chance of a storm today. Storms also in the top end, 31 and sunny to the west. Adelaide sweltering through 42-degree heat, 35 for Melbourne, Hobart mostly sunny and a few clouds for Canberra and Sydney. Tomorrow, light showers with tops of 31 and 32 in Queensland's north. A morning shower for Brisbane, clear and 29 in Sydney. Sunshine for Melbourne reaching 36 degrees. Temperatures again in the 40s for Adelaide. Further ahead, a few clouds over Brisbane on Saturday, a possible shower for Sunday, 28, warming up to 30 degrees on Monday, 29 with showers midweek. Taking a quick look at finance, as we heard earlier, our stock market has opened higher in early trade following the US Federal Reserve's decision to hike interest rates. The All Ords is up 84 points. Our dollar's buying 72 US cents. The average price for unleaded petrol in Brisbane is $1.33.3, $1.33.9 on the Gold Coast. And that's our Queensland edition of Nine's Morning News. Amelia Adams will have 9 News now at 3 p.m. and I'll be back with the afternoon bulletin at 4 o'clock. I'm Eva Milic. Thanks for your company. I'll see you again soon.